Hey,
Greetings.
G.
We are here from the editing desk with Gamma
Yes.
Scam Pro.
Yeah. We're just vibing. I'm finishing up my
Hell out.
soup here, and then I'm gonna do a couple bong rips with you.
Sounds good, sounds good.
Yeah, man. So, how goes the editing?
Well, I haven't actually started editing because I'm having having PC problems at the moment. So. But I've got everything loaded and saved, ready to start editing. So I mean, at least when I get this crap figured out. We'll be all right.
Hell yeah! All right. Still raining by you?
No, it has not actually.
Oh yeah.
Not today anyway, but it did rain overnight. Do the thing. Do the thing.
Yeah, it's all just wet and rainy here. Like if I close my eyes and I listen outside, it almost sounds like a rainforest. All it's missing is like the tropical birds.
Why does it say it's still waiting for me? That's weird, man. Okay, there we go. Just needed to update some shit. Alright. Are you done doing your thing? Come
on. Do the thing.
Do the things.
Do the thing and be done with the thing. For that is how the thing shall be done.
Let's try that again. Just get started. Continue. Clean later. Continue.
Hey, I gotta grab something to drink real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah. There are 6 out of date or missing devices on your PC. Okay, what do we got? Oops. Thought I hit the maximize button. Okay, well, I don't have the scanner. ATI technology display driver. That's bad. Optical mouse. I know my license is expired. Oh. Yeah, we'll just let this thing do its thing. Cheers, sexy juggler. Welcome to the stream. Good to see ya. I'm having some cam difficulties, so unfortunately I will not be showing up on the camera. I'm still trying to figure that shit out. But I will be editing and chatting and all of that. Okay. Suspended. Reroom service. Card on file. Noted. I'm good. I'm good. My knee and my hip are not bothering me too much today. It's a nice enough day that possibly at some point I might be able to get out there once it dries out. Hopefully that sun comes out, dries up that rain, so I might be able to hit a skate park or something today. Okay, did it do it? What are we waiting for? Oh, there you go. No. What? I don't understand. Don't understand. You're here to assist. Okay, let's go with I'm not sure. Okay, let's go to my account and see. Okay. Resume service. That's what I did, right? Okay, use card on file. Now it's doing the voting things. Payment declined. State payment method. Oh, you're right. Oh, my hip. Oh, okay, maybe I lied a little bit. All right, let's see if I can get this shit to work. My device isn't fully protected. Check software. Yeah. Okay, well, city Edmonton is not correct. Okay, I am secure. Sounds like we have ourselves a guest. We got.
Hey
Come by.
guys.
He's returned.
Hey, sorry about that. My computer started freaking the fuck out. And I'm like, okay, this is lame. So I just restarted it. Now it's fine. I don't get it.
That's right. Yeah, I'm just. Why didn't it save any of my shit? Security code. Let's just make sure we got that Right. Update. Oh, what? User computer are frustrating. What's going on here? Who do we got next? Oh,
And I'm back on the computer.
there we go. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I just didn't know how long my computer is going to take. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to hop up on my phone in the meantime.
That's cool, man. I'm still trying to figure out all this shit.
Yeah. So cheers to everybody in the chat. Hope you're all doing well. Cheers, School of Crop. Cheers, Sexy Juggalette.
Cheers, cool.
We're having some technical issues.
Yeah, my PC's real old. So sometimes that shit don't work the way you want it to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Security code, yeah. T4A country, MasterCard.
Damn. That's some good shit.
What you smoking on?
Orange Sunset.
Orange Sunset, eh?
Yeah, it's a hybrid, I guess. School some of it ground up. Man, the other night when I put the dabs on top of the bowl and I smoked it, I was like too high.
Yeah.
I was like useless.
As useless.
And normally, like I'm a highly functional stoner too. Like I can get fucking ripped and then go do some shit like work a day or fucking, do whatever. But man, that other night, it just clobbered me. I think that was the most stoned since I've been since that time I ate a packet of edibles. And I ate a whole packet of edibles because I thought on the bag it said that it was 750 milligrams.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, that should be enough to get me baked. I ate the whole bag, took a closer look at the bag because I started getting a little bit higher than 720 milligrams. And I looked at the bag and it said that each individual chunk was 720 milligrams. And there were 6 of them.
Oh, did we learn a valuable lesson?
I learned that it's really, really important to read the packaging before you consume. Otherwise, you'll be stoned for 14 hours straight. And I don't just mean kind of baked, I mean uncomfortably high. 14 hours. Around hour 13, it was starting to wear down. And I'm like, oh, thank God. This is too much.
Yeah, I've never been so baked that I've been baked when I woke up.
Yes, that was me.
Fuck.
That was me. Slept for 4 hours, woke up, and I was still high most of the rest of the day. It was crazy. And I'm not just talking like, yeah, I feel good. I got a little buzz, whatever. No, I was like thinking about life and death, and I couldn't move. And I was aware of my own mortality, and I was just thinking about crazy shit.
Okay, cool.
Making some progress.
Yeah, I was able to update my payment method.
For what?
Driver support 1. Because my computer's so old, Windows has a hard time finding drivers for some reason. So I use I use driver support 1 to fix all of my problems as far as like outdated drivers and stuff like that. So.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's like a service that makes sure you're up to date and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. And I think my computer automatically does that, but it's also a newer. It's got to be a newer computer than we're using. So.
I bought this computer in 2011.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit older.
Yeah, yeah, I would say so.
I think I got this one in 2007, 17, 18 maybe. So it's not much. It's not much newer than yours, but I guess it's enough that it makes a little bit of a difference. It's also technically not even a computer; it's a tablet, but I use it like a laptop, and it works fine.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't watch porn on it. I don't play games on it. This is the working computer. I'm not trying to fuck this one up. Man, sometimes it has a really hard time running though, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then it'll turn out that I have like a million programs in the background operating at the same time, and I'm like, how the fuck? This is bullshit.
Yeah, I feel that for sure.
Yeah. And actually, I had Fruity Loops installed on this, and I had to uninstall it because it was fucking up my sound in StreamYard and everything else. Like, it's like some ACIO for all, like, thing, and that was fucking with the sound in, like, everything else. So, like, I'd be using Fruity Loops, and it would sound fine until I used too many things, and then there was this popping shit that would happen, and then the popping would happen over everything, not just Fruity Loops, but like I'm watching a video on YouTube or I'm listening to music or this or that, and I'm getting all this popping, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I happen to StreamYard, I'm like, all right, that's it. Enough is enough.
Yeah, for sure.
So I just uninstalled it. I'll probably reinstall Fruity Loops on one of my other computers and play around with it more. I haven't made any music in like, I don't know, probably a couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm starting to get that itch. I also haven't written in a really long time, and I'm starting to get the writing itch. So at some point, I might start doing a couple streams here and there where like I'll be like live streaming and doing like a normal stoner panel, but I'll also be sitting there just like working away at I've got a couple stories in mind that I've been trying to do something with and work on, but it took a little bit of time off because I felt like I was forcing things and I was rushing things too much. And it's the kind of story that involves a lot of world building. Like these worlds aren't real, like these stories aren't grounded in our reality. So like I'm basically J.K. Tolkiening all over the place.
Yeah.
Like you gotta I'm figuring out how this group of people works in this part of that world and how, you know what I mean? It's just like it's crazy. It's kind of a nightmare, but it's fun at the same time. But yeah, it's supposed to be like, well, the story's called, the working title I have for it is called Sans Time, and that means sans means without, so sans time means without time. And the reason why I chose that was because like when you read the story or you look at like artwork for it, it's not supposed to feel like it's from any given like there's so much going on with like the designs and the types of technology and stuff that like can't tell when it takes place. Or
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you'll be able to tell it doesn't take place on this planet, but it'll also have a completely unique aesthetic, which is kind of hard to come by in most sci-fi these days. Everything wants to be Halo. You know what I mean?
Everything wants to be Halo.
So fucking true. It's like all the like, and I don't necessarily even mean like monster designs. I just mean like armor and weapon designs.
Yeah.
It's all like Halo or like fucking like Fortnite shit. So I wanted to try to do something a little more Fifth Element, you know, like a little more Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Like the original Blade Runner. Not that the new one's bad. The new one's good. It's just not the first one, you know. I mean, Rutger Hauer, Harrison Ford, Ridley Scott, you're not going to beat that trio.
No.
And then Vangelis did the soundtrack, and it's just fucking chef's kiss. Amazing. I think they got Hans Zimmer to do the soundtrack for the second one, for the new Blade Runner, and it's good. It just doesn't have the same, none of the same like personality or vibe. Because Hans Zimmer did, he did like The Dark Knight and a zillion other movies, but that's the one that he's most well known for.
Yeah.
Blade Runner was so good, wasn't it, School Crop? I mean, the new one's good too, but the first one's just, oh man, it's so good. My mother? I can tell you about my mother. That part was so amazing. Really, the whole movie, but.
Please look.
I don't even know.
I guess I should probably.
So we've got a glass bowl that has built-in screen.
Yep.
That's got a glass inside of there, and it's really hard to clean it because you don't want to use something that's like too big or too like rigid, because you can break the screen in there, and then what's the point of that, you know?
Yeah.
But I've been using these little like barbecue skewers, because it's like they come to a really point, so it kind of lets you get in there, twist shit around, and break the resin loose. Do a little scoop. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Oh, I know how to do that. I'll just add the small section. Oh, I guess I should set the start and then set the end there. So there we go. Good overlay. Oh no, someone walking. No, that's not very long at all. That's not a very long clip. It's not going to work for me.
Freshly picked. Although, you know what, I'm gonna clean the whole thing out, because I haven't cleaned it out today yet, and I feel like it's really important that people clean their bongs out. People should really try to do it at least once a day. Because it's just better for your lungs. It tastes better, you know.
The exterior open the file manually for additional instructions. Nope.
Like I had some friends that they would never clean their fucking bong out, like ever, and they always had like bronchitis or some kind of like infection or some shit. And I'm like,
Brody.
you don't think there's some kind of correlation between the two? You gotta clean this shit, man. Like I'm not a scientist or a doctor, but I don't think I need to be to figure this one out, guys. Yeah. Buddy, hope you're all doing well, man.
Burrito. Lee, welcome. Cheers.
Talk to you all after therapy. Very cool, Lee.
Yeah, I still can't figure out how to fucking camera is. Fishing it off. We'll have to sit and figure that out at some point.
Oh man, I gotta do a deep clean. This thing's gross.
Background. Let's see what that says.
I'm just gonna let that run for a minute. Oh.
It's really loud, especially for a background sound. Some weird yelling thing in that. It's weird. Oh, it's weird, man.
What's going on?
Oh, I'm listening to sounds and trying to pick an ambience that I want for the background of this video.
Mm-hmm.
And the Tatooine one is just like at the very beginning, there's like a scream. It's like someone loud talking or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't sound right.
Yeah. I think the one sound from Star Wars that always makes me laugh, no matter how many times I've heard it or what context I hear it in, R2-D2's scream is the funniest fucking thing in the world.
Yeah.
It's so good. His whistle scream, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Wow! It's so funny.
Or
Yes. Basically, right now, what I'm doing is I've got my my bong under the faucet, and I poured a bunch of like liquid dish soap in there,
Yep.
and I'm just letting the hot water run through it. And I usually do that until I can pick up the bong and it doesn't smell like anything. When it doesn't smell like anything, that's when it's time to smoke it.
Mm. I feel that.
Yeah. Because, like, when I first started smoking, I used to not give a fuck, dude, like, at all about that shit. And then, like, the more I smoked, I'm like, you know what? It's actually kind of pleasant when I smoke a bong and it doesn't taste like Satan's grumble. So, yeah, I should start, yeah, maybe I should start cleaning it more.
That's funny.
Just tastes like fucking, like, just tar and, like, ass. Ass tar, if you will. Not to be confused with Reptar, completely different.
Wow, there's a reference.
Yeah, there you go. I was visiting my parents the other day. I went over to their house. I was hanging out with them, and they offered one of my daughters a mint ice cream like ice cream sandwich.
Yeah.
And I totally ran to the fridge and grabbed myself one just because, like, I don't even like mint ice cream, but for some reason, green ice cream just reminds me of Reptar and Rugrats and all that shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, dude, I need this in my. I need to get this in my body. Get it in my belly. All right, time to check on the bong, see how it smells.
Cheers, Bong Holio.
Cheers, Bong Julio.
Holioist of the bong.
Yes.
The ambience. Bong Holio, cheers.
Cheers. Hold on, I forgot to hit like. I got too many open. Shit. Oh, it was probably feeding back.
Okay,
There
that'll
we
work.
go.
That
Cheers.
will work.
Because I mean, if you're not hitting like before you join a panel, what the fuck are you doing?
I know. That's
What are you
Like-
doing?
just proper procedure, you know.
Yeah, you did it.
Coffee time.
Oh yeah.
Not a EXE.
Drinking coffee right now.
Charge. Next, accept.
Are you trimming today? You're usually live if you're trimming.
No, I'm editing today.
More vidges.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
More vidges. Videos.
Yeah.
Vidgy
Yeah,
videos.
man. Well, Mars Hydro sent me a TS1000, so got to make some videos
Getting them
next little bit here. Okay, so I have successfully installed that one. Cool.
You're installing drivers on the computer right now?
Apparently I am, yeah.
Well, you should be able to reboot and come back in. Usually you have to reboot if you install drivers on Windows. Not always. Not always, though.
I'm trying to get my fucking webcam to work, but it's not even recognizing the fact that I have a webcam fucking plugged in right now.
Yeah, I gave up with mine. I just use my phone if I need to. For some reason, my camera is just
Frustrating. I mean,
I have one, but I've used it like 4 times. It was probably busted the day I got it.
See, I don't need that one because I don't even have that device on my computer anymore. So, haha. Huzzah for the shopkeep.
I need to chop up some bongs. More bongs. More bongs.
More bongs.
More. More.
Bong, along, along. It's a trap. No, no, don't. That was really stupid. No. No! You pressed the wrong button, moron.
You using like Windows 10 or something?
No, I'm running Windows 7.
Oh,
I couldn't get this thing. I couldn't get this thing to upgrade to Windows 10, man. Like I tried several times to get the auto update, and it just nope.
I think Windows XP was one of my favorites.
Yeah, me too. You just can't run it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even recommend running Windows 7 considering there's 0 support for it.
Yeah. Well,
Windows won't even admit they made it.
Well, ACG's got like, what is it? I don't know. Maybe you can explain it better than I can.
What, old hardware?
It's like, well,
Yeah,
it's
dude. I bought this computer in 2011. It's fucking old.
Well, no, I was
So
gonna say
fine.
you pay for like a special support for the drivers or something, don't you?
Yeah,
But you're on Windows 7.
yeah, but I can't. It won't let me upgrade. Like I've tried upgrading, and it'll like sit there for hours and hours and
You'd have
hours.
to install it. Yeah, you'd have to like wipe the drive and do it new, not upgrade. You know what I mean? Like you'll lose what you have on your computer now. It would
Well,
have to be a
that's-
full upgrade, which is a pain in the ass.
Exactly.
But there's not even support for Windows 7. You can't even get like a update for nothing.
Nope.
Like it's abandonware now, officially. They've abandoned it. I'd love to be using Windows 7. thought it was awesome. It was great for audio. I really liked it. Then
Yeah,
Windows.
I never had a
fucking
problem
ate
with
that
this
stupid.
one, right? So
Not that you know of, but holy Christ, it's unsafe to use Windows 7 on the internet.
but I mean, I don't really use this thing for anything other than the occasional live stream and doing all my video editing. So, I mean, if I can't get this webcam to work, at least I can still stream with audio. See if I can do some figure out how to share screen and stuff like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't use it for too much because it takes 15 minutes to get infected. That's the average. If you put a computer online without like firewall or antivirus, in 15 minutes you're going to have the virus. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, well, I got virus protection on this one, so I'm not worried.
Hopefully it's not McAfee. That guy's going to jail.
Oh, is he?
Probably.
and why is that?
He's crazy Russian. What? Hold on. I'd have to look up the whole thing, but yeah, you don't want to install.
Oh, well, I've been running McAfee for years, so.
Oh, no doubt. Lots of people have. Is McAfee antivirus software really that bad? NBC News. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, let's see what's going on there.
He did some shit. This is sketchy. There's something bad about it. I can't remember. But it is a virus, basically.
Oh, McAfee is, you mean?
It's fine. It's antivirus, but there's something sketchy. You got caught doing something weird. I gotta find it.
Interesting. Oh, there you go. Okay. Then I add that to the stream. Let's see what happens there. There you go. Now you guys can sit there and watch me edit.
Perfect.
See what happens when you figure out what the buttons and the things do?
But yeah, Windows 7 has internet security services, which is has antivirus built into it, which they ended up buying Bitdefender. So you have free Bitdefender on your computer. Most people don't know that. They don't advertise it.
That's news to me, for sure.
Yeah, you just have to turn it on. In Windows 8, it's on automatically, and then all the others, it's on automatically.
I gotta turn that down. That's, it's background sound. It's still kind of loud.
McAfee was breached by Russian hackers in 2019 and was reported that they managed to steal parts of McAfee's source code. The hacker group also hit Systematic, Norton, and Trend Micro. There's like a whole bunch of shit. And people think that the guy is actually involved in it or something. Yeah, a bunch of people that used it. I don't know. It's whatever. But you've been using it for years. Had no problems. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like I just signed up for it. And I actually liked the McAfee protection over the Norton protection because I was having, like, Norton would give me pop-ups and fucking stop working. And I'm like, this is stupid.
Norton is the worst just because it takes over your whole computer and won't let you use it. It's like constantly doing stuff, this and that in the background.
It's
the built-in shit nowadays is really good. You don't have to actually pay anymore.
Podcast foils in attack position.
Does your new light have a dimmer on it?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, it's also got a switch where you can basically just turn the dimmer function off, so you don't have to worry, like, because it's got the phone jack style daisy chaining that Mars Hydro does, right? And then it's actually got an on-off switch so that you can actually just basically turn off the dimmer and the daisy chaining, and it'll just go 100%.
Yeah, it's cool. You can link them. It's got the RJ45. Is it square? Like a rectangle? Or is it one of those
It's slightly rectangular. I think there's one side that's a little bit longer than the other, but it's definitely, and it's 150 watt from the wall, full spectrum. I pulled the driver and the dimmer off the back because when I put the light hangers on, the fucking driver was so heavy that the light automatically hung cockeyed.
Is there enough cord where you can get it out of the tent?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
See, that's I wish mine had that, a longer cord.
But I don't. I just put it up to the ceiling because I have a giant fan. Like I have a 16-inch one of those big floor fans that's just hanging in the room, blowing across the lights. So, and then my exhaust fan is actually in the ceiling, so all of my heat at the top just gets sucked right out. There's not like a couple of inches where, like in a tent, some tents it's just like you got a couple inches before. Between the top and the actual like exhaust. No, mine comes directly out of the ceiling, so any of the heat that rises just gets sucked straight up.
Yeah, that's what I do too. Just get out of there. Rises.
Ewok horn.
Oh yeah. What are you using to open the box?
What am I? A little shovel.
Is it? I thought it was. It looked like a tiny spade.
It is a tiny spade. It's a bonsai shovel.
Oh,
Like one of those free ones you get when you buy shit.
This thing was actually part of like a decoration or something. It had a spade and the little trowel.
oh, is it like
And they
one
were
of those like live, laugh, love?
Yeah,
thing?
something like that. And
Yeah.
it whatever it was attached to was busted. So I used these for just kind of mixing up if I'm doing like top dressing or whatever. I just use that so I don't like I can get the harder stuff or
Hell
whatever.
Yeah. Why waste it? You know, like it's funny that it was meant to be a decoration and now you use it for closer to the purpose that it's actually supposed to be. Like I don't know what I'm saying. I think you get where I'm going with that though.
The one thing I don't like about this program is when I'm in this little section here picking out the files, you know how you
Mhm.
can typically just hit the first letter of like a file name and it'll bring it up. There's certain
Yeah.
letters in the on the keyboard that if I actually hit it, it'll create it creates a shortcut in the actual thing. So if I hit like J, for example, if I'm looking for something in here that says J, it'll create a split instead of actually finding the J location. I don't know how to fix that.
Hmm.
Change the J hotkey to something else.
Yeah.
Turn off all the hotkeys.
Yeah, if you turn off all the hot stuff, maybe.
All right, let me see if I can do that. Tool.
Well, you have giant pain in the ass, probably. Do you not use hot? Well, I guess you do because you're using them halfway.
Yeah, I do use the hotkeys. So
It's just bad coding. Yeah, doesn't know you're in that window.
Can you click on the window and then try that, or does it still do that?
no, I could be in this window with a file selected. Hit
Yeah.
the J, for example, which is one of
Yeah.
the ones that'll make a split in the actual sequence, right? Then you see right there, right at that cursor,
But if you hit
created
like
a split.
if you hit a V, would it do something different?
A V?
Or a V or a G?
Yeah.
or-
No, it's only certain letters, right? Like there's certain
Yeah.
hotkeys when you're going in here, like
Yeah.
so it's like the shift button is like permanently pressed or whatever, because it won't work unless you hit shift, right? So if I was to like shift L or shift J,
Oh. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like my computer's registering that the shift key is stuck.
Yeah. That's weird.
But I've just kind of learned to work around it. You just
Yeah.
hit the closest letter to the alphabet that doesn't do anything and
Mhm.
just search from there.
So you can use some letters and it won't. It won't.
Yeah, oh
do
yeah,
the-
for sure.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, it's not every letter. It's just
It's the
some. and
hotkeys. Yeah.
It's just a little frustrating.
But it's funny that
And there
the
will
other.
be 0 updates.
It's just funny that the other letters will even bring you to certain parts of that, because you would think that if it's just the hotkeys doing it, then none of the letters would really work to bring anything up, right?
Yeah.
But because there are, I don't even know what that would fucking mean.
Well, you could program your own macros, but fuck that.
Yeah, with a capital fuck.
Not into that. People that program macros are all into it. Yeah. I got 95 buttons on my mouse.
They're worse than they're worse than the people that reinstall operating systems for fun.
Oh, I do that.
I know you do that. That's why I said that.
Oh, I'm doing it right now. Just for fun.
I know you do. We've
Fucking
done-
ACG's using a
lame.
15-year-old OS just because I don't want it to fucking die.
That's just it, man. I don't want this computer to die. I mean, I've backed it up, and previous
know.
to
I
like
was
me
there.
actually moving it downstairs, I have it all backed up on a hard drive, like an external hard drive or whatever. But all of my cannabis files are on this, and I'm like, yeah, I probably have them all saved somewhere else, but I don't want to lose the use of the computer, because then I'd have to go upstairs.
Mirror the whole drive. That way when it goes, you can just mirror the whole drive back. Best thing ever. That's why I format so often. I get my computer all nice to where I like it. I mirror the drive, and then when anything goes spooky, I just mirror it back to exactly the good day. You just needed 2 drives that are the same, right? The one you use and the one you don't use.
Yeah.
And then it'll make there's a couple different software packages you can get, but it'll make a full copy of your whole computer. So like you push the button and it's back. It's everything's the day that you.
That's
It's not like
interesting.
backing up your files. It backs up the whole kit and caboodle. I really like old software. I use a lot of it. I just too scared to put it online because fuck, who knows anymore. But if you have a computer just for that purpose and you don't have a bunch of personal shit on it and stuff, why not? Who cares? Just wipe it.
Like I said, I've got all the images and all the important like stuff that, because this was the family computer, right? So everyone put all their stuff on it, and then I just pulled the important like everyday files that my wife would need for work, put that on the computer upstairs, and then I backed up all the images and music and video and stuff like that, and it's just whatever, just in case. So I could actually just take the hard drive from this and just basically install it on the one upstairs. Just copy everything over. That's in case shit goes sideways with this one.
If it's not backed up, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, well, this is backed up. My Cannabis files are backed up. Because, that's a wrath that I would not want to have to deal with when it comes to my wife. Where's all my pictures?
And I'll never ask for again. People got like USB sticks of fucking backed up photos in drawers that they'll never use again. As long as they're there.
Well, see, I'm not exactly the most like photo person. Like I don't take a lot of pictures. Right?
Well, something happened when it used to be like you'd buy film and it was expensive, and then you had to get it developed, and that was expensive, and then you go buy a photo album to put them in and look at them and shit. So it was like you didn't take pictures of fucking anything and everything.
No.
But now that pictures are free, people are just look at the picture of fucking nothing I took. Man, I want to format my computer now. I'm surprised this software works like really. It seems to be working extremely well on that older laptop. Video software is one of the brutal.
Well, I've stripped this computer down basically to only the essentials for me to do like my editing. So I don't have a lot of shit kicking around as far as like useless programs and stuff like that. Like I think I've even uninstalled all the games and stuff off of this.Maybe not. I can't remember. I have to pull my desktop. What's going on? What the hell? So much shit's wrong. That's not a full window. I don't know why that's not a full window. There we go.
But if I install like movie, like I've got Movie Music Studio on this machine, and it's fucking slow as a dog.
What happened there? I lost it.
Dead dog.
Oh, there you go. It's because I didn't have the window active.
What am I even doing today? Smoking more weed?
Smoking more weed sounds like a good idea.
That's what I'm thinking.
Smoking more weed is usually always a good idea.
Still grumpy from the world. Every day I wake up and I'm like, fuck this place.
Oh, dude, I feel that.
Humans fucked.
That might be one of the things. I mean, I identify with a lot of the things that you've said, but that might be the thing I identify the most.
Just wake
out
up.
of all the things that you said. You just wake up fucking angry.
What's with those people that are all happy and chipper and talking and shit?
Don't talk to me until I've had a cup of coffee.
It lasts for a half hour. Like, holy shit. You never going to the mall? And then we're gonna. It's like, wow, I'm gonna throw up.
Why are you treating my brain like this? Usually, like after I have my first bowl, I'm fine. I don't even necessarily. I mean, I need coffee to operate at this kind of level, but like, you can talk to me after I've had my first bowl, which is usually pretty early. Although some days I wake up, I'm like, I'm good. I'll wait a minute.
Yeah, coffee. Coffee's the one for me. Like, don't even, don't even.
I'm enjoying my second cup right now.
I made an extra big cup, so I'm still working on it. It's like probably the equivalent of like 2 or 3 cups. Probably closer to 2 actually. 2 cups, I would say. Might fit 2.5. It's a big mug. That's fine.
How many ounces?
Good question.
Yeah, this one's big. It's not a normal.
Yeah. Mine's kind of cringy. I just like it for the how big of a coffee vessel it is. That's what's most important. Because on my mug, there's a picture of a robot, and it reads, "Pirates, ninjas, and robots agree. I'm awesome." Pretty cringe, I know. But I don't even give a fuck.
I keep breaking the damn things.
Yeah.
So I don't like. People give me mugs, and I'm like, fuck, this is going to suck when I break this one. The last one was a color-changing Mario fucking mug.
Oh, dude, that's sweet.
Yeah, broken. Someone gave it to me. This one is a Nightmare Before Christmas. It just has a bunch of Jack Skellington faces all over it. Terrified of breaking it. Given to me.
Yeah, I don't break coffee mugs very often.
I do.
My most recent coffee mug that I broke, I was really sad about. It was a Star Trek mug, and if you put hot liquid in there, it would, like, on one side it was like Kirk and Spock and Bones, like in the teleporter room, and then on the other side there's like a planet surface. So when you poured hot water in there, it would teleport them from this side of the mug to this side of the mug.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
That's sweet, dude.
yeah, and then someone put it in the microwave, and it kind of ruined the filament.
Oh yeah, you don't put those are non-microwave, non-dishwasher safe.
Yeah, and then like 2 days later, and like I decided to hang on to it. I'm like, oh, fuck it, it's still kind of a cool mug. So I was like 2 days later, I think I went to grab it out of the fucking out of the cupboard, and it was like my hand cramped up and it slipped out of my hand and it just fucking shattered everywhere. And honestly,
Damn.
I was lucky too, because like it literally went everywhere. And we have like a glass cabinet over there, and the the oven has like a glass like window so you can see into it and shit. And if any of those particles hit any of the glass, there would also be broken glass everywhere too. Because ceramic and glass,
Yeah, they don't like each
unfortunately,
other.
do not get along very well.
No. I knock them off shit because I'll be doing other shit.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget there's a coffee mug there because there's always one somewhere.
Because sounds like me. You walk around my house. Oh look, a coffee mug. Oh look, a coffee mug.
The coffee mug. Oh look, a tea mug, but still, really, it's basically just a coffee mug.
I've gotten a lot better to where it's mainly just the one mug, but I don't keep it in. It's always like how I don't remember even setting it there.
Mm-hmm. How many years has this been there?
Now I'm repairing the vacuum, and the fucking coffee's all over the floor. Shit. Like I'll just start working on something. I'll throw it on the desk. Smash.
I actually had to break out the coffee grinder this morning
For coffee or weed?
for coffee.
Oh.
I know, it's weird.
I never put coffee in mine.
No.
I had one for coffee a while ago, but it's...
I used to use that coffee grinder for weed though. So like there's still a bunch of weed particles in there, and I'm looking down into it and I'm like, don't even care. Just pour the coffee beans right in on top of it. So
I wouldn't care about weed coffee. Coffee weed would suck.
Yeah. Yeah, coffee weed would suck, but weed coffee, that's all right.
All this talk of coffee and weed
Yeah, it'll do that. It'll do that to a man.
makes me want to go and smoke some weed and drink some coffee.
Yeah.
Right, you're in the house.
Not anymore.
Oh my.
Oh, the room is going.
I remember I
With all
couldn't
that room
smoke weed at
back.
my computer when I got, like when the high-speed internet really came out, like ADSL. And I was talking to a buddy. He's like, "Holy fuck, man! I've been online for like 3 fucking days. Like, you can't believe it with a bong beside you." I was like, "Oh my god, smoking weed and computer."
Probably needed like a fucking spatula to pry yourself off of whatever you're sitting on, man.
Oh, I was up for days. Fast internet. I already knew how to use the internet. It's like now it's fast when it
So
matters.
fast.
Oh. Right arm.
It's so funny because fast then is slow as fuck by today's standards.
Oh yeah,
What's
of
slow?
course. The internet didn't even do the shit it does now.
No, of course not. I just mean excluding, a lot of the shit that it does now that's different.
But I was downloading a copy of Doom, damn it. As fast as possible, even though I already had one. Just to watch it go.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. I'm getting every copy of shareware in the world.
Yep. You gave everyone back then gave their fucking computer like a fucking disease just to download music.
Yeah.
This is way before that even.
Yeah.
Are you talking like
DOS shareware?
MIRC level shit?
Mark? Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even before that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember using fucking IRC and the.
When they had to chisel out the Doom code in stone tablets.
Well, actually, they invented that like fucking the 80s, I think.
Yeah.
Internet relay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the cool thing about Merc is there was fucking channels that had fucking albums and you could fucking snag them. Pre-Napster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. You get cracked software off of that too.
But there was boards before that even.
Mhm.
Like shareware, that was like a big, like, I'm gonna make my game where you can play half of it for free, and then just give it to the
Mhm.
internet, gobble it up, and then
Mhm.
the checks will start rolling in.
I think Doom was one of the first games to hop on shareware, wasn't it?
I think it was kind of the pioneer of it.
Yeah.
It was the one everyone knew about anyway. Like if there was shit before it, who knew?
Mhm.
But there were so many versions of Doom and Doom clones. Like that's when Doom clone was like, oh, Doom clone, I'm fucking getting that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay awake for 4 hours and then play that for 9.
I don't even know how many games I've played that were basically just Doom clones. So many. There's this one in particular where like it was less hell and outer space themed and more like medieval and gothic themed. And it was still it was like a first person shooter, but you had like wands and staves and swords and shit.
Oh, I remember playing that.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. What the fuck?
It was just like Doom. Did I just like unlock a hidden memory and you're psyche or something?
Probably.
I love it when I do that shit.
I played a lot of those old.
Yeah.
Yeah, my buddies back in high school, they were the gamer nerds. I was just the guy who played the games. Like I didn't know how to really get the shit that they were doing, but I just played the games.
Oh, I knew.
Well, I mean, when fucking like literally every one of your fucking friends claims to be a coder, some of them were actually really good. Like they did actually work for fucking companies.
Everyone with a computer back then was, because like, why the fuck else did you have one?
Mm-hmm.
I totally forgot that one of the best Doom clones of all time is Dark Forces.
Mm-hmm.
That's straight up a fucking Doom ripoff. What else we got? I'm trying to find the game.
Well, pretty much everything after Doom, like until they went to like third person, which was I think one of the first ones was Unreal Tournament, and then Unreal Tournament became like the standard because everything was running the Unreal Engine.
Fuck, that game was awesome.
So there were actually two. Oh man, there's a couple games that fit the description of the game I was just talking about with you guys. But I think the two I remember playing were Heretic. No, it's Heretic.
Yeah, Heretic. Oh, that's the one I played.
And there's another one that I played called Blood.
Yep.
That's almost the exact same.
Yeah.
There's Heretic.
Yeah, I remember playing Heretic back in the day.
It was like Doom 2
when
it came out. It was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Well, even Duke Nukem 3D was basically just a Doom ripoff.
Yeah.
With dialogue. It was a game with dialogue.
The best, honestly, the best Doom clone of all time has probably got to go to Duke Nukem, though.
I didn't play it as much as everyone else did.
Oh man, Duke Nukem 3D was tits.
I don't know what.
Oh, dude, we were playing that. We were playing LAN games of Duke Nukem back in the day with each other.
LAN party.
I mean, you could only play 2 people, but you're still playing against another person.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big deal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we used to fucking LAN party all the time.
Man, it's crazy how much multiplayer has changed over the years. You know what I mean? Because like it used to be one-on-one.
Pong.
Great, that was acceptable.
That's what it used to be.
Fucking and then Pong. Eventually, like it went to like team deathmatch and shit like that.
Well, I remember back in the day when you were at school, right? Mm-hmm. And they had the T1 connection. Like schools at that point were like the only ones that had the T1 connections, right? And you're just like, yeah, everyone's playing fucking Doom and shit on the school computers.
Bragging they're on a T1 to everyone not on one.
Yeah.
You're on a T1? You must be at a university.
Oh, wow. Thank you for gracing me with your presence. Yeah, man.
Do you have any shareware?
This is insanely great. She's got a 28.8 PPS modem.
That might be
300 baud. 300 baud's like reading speed, man.
That was funny shit, man.
I should write that down.
Because, I mean, I remember when you went from 14.4 to 28.8, right? And it was like, oh my God!
I'm allowed on so many more systems now. I won't get booted for being a slow fuck. 56K was fucking hell. Oh my God.
I think I went out and bought, like, because our computer had a 28.8 at one point, like after my parents upgraded, and then long before the DSL days, I went out and actually bought an aftermarket 56K modem.
What machine were you rocking back then?
Oh fuck! It was a 98 machine.
Some IBM clone?
Yeah, well, it was actually an IBM. I think it was, because I don't think my dad was down with buying generic shit, just because quality back in the day, right?
But it wasn't like an Amiga or a fucking...
Yeah. No, it was an IBM machine. It wasn't a clone. It was actual IBM. I think it had one of the first Intels in it.
Intel inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, 98 was fun.
Yeah, you got 98, 98 SE.
Yep. Gotta have that second edition.
Yeah, second edition was by far the best.
Then you get that Microsoft Plus package with the extra pinballs. That Space Ace pinball.
Oh, that's what it's all about.
And some of the preloaded games back in the day on the Microsoft computers were actually pretty good, I have to say.
Mm-hmm. Played the shit out of that pinball game. Playing Grand Theft Auto 1.
Oh, yeah!
That was fucking insane.
Was that the third person one where it was based mostly on cars, or was that another game that became Grand Theft Auto?
It was top
Grand
down.
Theft Auto was the overview. Like that, there was no first person. It was like you were overviewing the whole thing.
You just ran around and did shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I thought there was like a car game or like a racing game or something where like there was a glitch where you could get the cops to chase you, and that became the inspiration for Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, could be.
And then they're like, you know what would be a cool idea is if we did a game about, like, you know, just grabbing cars, getting chased by the cops.
Well, I mean, I remember when the original Grand Theft Auto came out, how controversial it was, because you're literally carjacking people, shooting people, running down cops. You know, back in the day, that was like, oh!
That and Mortal Kombat had all the fucking lady groups.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The angry ladies.
I'm sure
Children!
plenty
Think of the
people
children!
trying to accuse Doom of supporting Satanism or something. Even though, like, honestly, like real Satanists don't even really believe in demons or any of that shit. So it's like, okay, clearly you know what they're about.
Well, I mean, that goes back to the still the same era, like when Magic the Gathering came out. Like there was a lot of demonic references, like pentagrams and demons and things like that. And then
Doesn't all that
like
stem back to like Dungeons and Dragons? Like people in the 80s.
Funnels
thought
and
that-
trolls, yeah, they went to war.
Yeah.
Fucking-
They actually touched base on that in season 4 of Stranger Things, and it actually kind of made me a little happy. I'm like, oh, cool! I'm glad they're talking about this now.
No, Christians were mad about D&D.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
They were upset. But yes. Like, Mortal Kombat was a big deal.
mm-hmm. Well, the
yeah.
fatalities.
Because
People,
which one was it that they removed the blood in it, and then I think there was like you could enter the Konami code or whatever.
for
and
blue
then-
blood or green blood or whatever the fuck it was.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's why he went with Sega.
Wait, who
Sega.
made? I'm confused. Who made Mortal Kombat?
Midway.
Midway. Okay.
Then it was licensed to Nintendo and Sega.
Mhm. Now, did the first Mortal Kombat ever end up having any sort of like online multiplayer? Probably not.
No,
Right?
There's none of that for years.
Yeah,
I didn't even. You could LAN party.
that probably wasn't a thing until after like Mortal Kombat 3.
I was just talking about online play was.
Well, which console was like one of the first to be like multiplayer capable, right? It's going to be like PlayStation 2 or like the Xbox.
Like online multiplayer.
Yeah, because you could play like co-op with people, but
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah, because I mean, if we're talking co-op, we could just say Pong.
yeah, but
But
no, like online multiplayer,
sure.
you wouldn't have seen that in consoles until probably like the PlayStation 2, Xbox, original Xbox
It was-
era, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
PC is what started that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
yeah,
yeah,
PCs
sure.
are definitely way more powerful and more useful than a console, right?
Oh yeah, definitely in most instances, but it also depends. Like, if you have a brand new console and a super old computer, the console's gonna play it better. But if you have like a computer that's like made for this shit, and it's like you have it like fairly up, it'll probably run way better than the console ever could.
Yeah, it's
It all
awesome.
depends. Yeah.
I remember one of the was it the PlayStation 2 or the PlayStation 3? I can't remember. But they were saying that when it came out, because of the age of, like, for example, the space shuttle program, I think it was the PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 2 is actually powerful enough to run the space shuttle.
Well, the moon? That thing was a bunch of magnets, man. Have you ever fucking looked into like, because NASA's like, oh, we don't even know how that thing was built, and we couldn't do it again. And it's like, well, what the fuck? But then go look at the museums, like online, you can see like the shit, like it was like magnet relays, like that. I can't even believe they stuck a man in that thing. There's like, holy fuck. It's crazy that thing worked. Just to get a bunch of rocks.
Yep. Yeah, it's just a matter of time before one of those billionaires decides that he wants to build something on the moon.
I think NASA's going back because of all the hype Musk is getting. So they're like, we're going to go back to the moon, get more rocks. But there's so much space junk out there. It's fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if they set up a live feed where you could just stare at the Earth from the moon. It'll be something like that. It'll be some kind of stupid.
That'd be cool though. I mean, to see a live shot of the fucking Earth from the moon, and really you just have to put like a solar bank, and I mean it would definitely be. Oh, we lose Gammons there. That it would definitely be like a delayed signal for sure. People are like, oh well, it's not live, and I'm like, do you know how this shit works?
Yeah.
You know how physics works?
You have to wait until, like, yeah, you can. There's a ham radio on the ISS. You can contact it as they go over your fucking house. You just have to figure out when and how. They connect to like schools and shit. You can talk to an astronaut.
That's neat.
If someone's there, like they're like if someone's like if they're not doing space shit.
If they're not doing space shit.
Yeah. I wouldn't expect to get an answer every time, but they're usually doing space shit. But
Makes
yeah,
me wonder if my neighbor, because he runs a hammer, he's got a huge ass tower in his backyard.
go tell him you want to talk to astronauts.
Be like, hey dude, have you ever talked to the space station?
He'll be like, "Oh my god, somebody that wants to use my ham radio with me." Oh. But yeah, you just have to figure out when it's above you, and if there's someone in the radio room, you can talk to them.
That'd be neat. I think that would really be neat.
Oh yeah, that's some high level nerd shit there. You're in space. Over.
There's more space when you're out in space. That's a Wally reference. Wally.
Well, luckily I got one right here.
Okay, cool, Gammons. I gotta go downstairs to let you back in. So, just finishing up out here, and then I'll let you back in. I don't know why this one isn't considering me the host. I think it's just because of how I joined. I just clicked the link and we'd gone through actual StreamYards. I think it probably would have been the host on this one too. But oh man, this alien technology smells so fucking good, man.
Yeah, I like it.
Crack it, and it's like you crack. I just cracked the jar because that's what I'm going to smoke today. Is
that yours?
Yeah. So berry and sweet.
I like that. I'm getting really into grape lately.
Well, I really like Purple Punch. That one's got a lot of nice flavor to it. Yeah, I think I did.
Figure any outdoor out this year?
No. No. Well, we were planning on going to the coast, and now we're not, so. Because fucking gas just jumped again.
What is it, $10 a fucking liter now? Or a gallon?
$1.91 a liter.
Yeah.
In Alberta, which is the cheapest place in the country.
Yeah, it's been $8 for a while. Or $2 a gallon. Somewhere like $2.10 or some shit.
Oh yeah, it's crazy expensive, man.
Gotta push them electric cars.
Well, here's the thing. I don't got no fucking car money.
What's that?
I said I ain't got no new car money.
No. It's a growing pain.
You know, maybe in a couple years when
They're still
the
too
vehicle
expensive.
dies. Yeah. Well, good luck finding a used one.
And would you want to? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, because for me, I think the mechanical, like on a car would pretty much be the same with the exception of like the engine. But I mean, the actual driving mechanisms and the steering mechanisms would all be basically the same on a gas powered versus a electric powered, right? Like that's not something that they're going to change. But
I mean, they
the
just
biggest
add
thing
new.
is like the cells, man. Like if you're getting a car that's used, it's got fucking worn out cells, you know.
I would think of it like I'd be like, I'm more like, okay, so like the gasoline engine's been invented for like a long time. They've just been putting like, you know, more efficient and then more features on the car, right? But the engine, it's not like better every fucking year. Whereas the electric ones, they're better every year because they invent new batteries and bushings and shit.
Yeah.
So if you're buying an old one, you're buying one that doesn't go as far and needs to be charged more, and
Yeah.
just on the technology, and then it's used. So it's like, I don't know. And then where do you get those things fixed? Like, shit, how many of those mechanics are there now? I'm sure there's more.
Well, really, I mean, if a young person who wants to get into mechanics, right, that would be the way to go. I mean, yeah, go with your traditional, but also focus on learning how to like fix those electric cars, right? Because you could probably charge an arm and a leg for the specialization, right? Because not everyone can do that.
But the gasoline engine cars are going to be eventually the people that collect horse and buggies for nostalgia. Like they're not going to be driving them around. Like you don't see a Model T driving around anymore too often.
No.
On the way to the car show, maybe if you're lucky.
If you claim your vehicle as a collector car, there's like restrictions on how much you can drive it anyway.
Well, it's a collector. You wouldn't want to drive it.
Well, I mean, if you're going to like a show and shine and shit like that, right?
Yeah, I guess it depends on how old, but
yeah. But I think like when they're like when you like register a vehicle, if it's over a certain age, you can register it as a collector, right? And then like there's like actual limitations on how much you can drive it per year. Like you know you have to report your like your odometer every year to keep your collector car status.
Where the heck do you even get gas for those really old ones? I'm sure it's not the same gasoline we run now.
Get back down. Yeah, Heritage Park here has like a
Cheers,
collector.
Manic.
Oh, Manic. How's it going, bud? Good seeing you.
I have more weight jump. Getting ripped. Good, it's a fucking shitty day of it anyway today.
Yeah, it's kind of overcast. It's not raining today, but it's definitely not a warm enough day to dry shit out so you can go skateboarding.
I'm assuming there's a big storm somewhere. I'm getting the fucking effects from it somewhere. It's usually what happens.
Yeah, I think they said it's supposed to be like 20 degrees tomorrow, so that'll be nice.
Yeah. When it hits 30, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm usually pretty agreeable to anything between like the 20s. Like -20 is pushing it, but you know I can deal with it. But yeah, I mean, fucking anything lower than that, anything higher than that is just like, oh, it's just so fucking gross.
Actually, yeah, -30 is pretty cold. Then -40 is like, fuck this.
Yeah, I went to when my son and my niece were born. The first Christmas that they were after they were born, we went and visited my aunt in Cold Lake, and it was fucking cold. Like it had warmed up a few degrees by the time we got there, but my mom had showed up earlier to hang out with my aunt, and it was like for about 3 days straight, it was like -38 during the day.
Woo.
Yeah, it was cold.
I got a
My brother-in-law had never really traveled outside the Vancouver area, so he had never experienced like a legit Canadian winter, right? So and there was no indoor plumbing at the cabin, so you got to take a shit, you got to go outside, right? He was like, "Holy crap!" Like he goes outside, it's like my nose hairs are frozen, my ass hair is frozen.
Too cold.
Like I swear to God, in the I don't know. I think we were there for 4 or 5 days or something like that. I swear to God, that guy left the cabin like 6 times.
You get up north, there is no plumbing anywhere. It's too cold.
Well, the smaller cities, I mean, the cities up there, they do have plumbing, but yeah, you got to watch it, man. Like fucking pipes freezing and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, I mean, when you get to like Northwest Territories.
Oh yeah. I've never been that far.
I didn't realize that. I was watching what's that Idiot Abroad show with Carl. He was up there, and they were doing the honey bucket run, but they just like there's like a shit bucket garbage man that goes around once a week and picks up everybody's fucking quote honey buckets. It's like wow,
Gross.
oh yeah, it was hard to watch.
Like that sounds like a pleasant job.
Yep, somebody does that because everything frees, I guess. Like just
Yeah.
And then these 2 ladies gave him some raw whale blubber to eat or something. They're just eating it frozen.
I have returned. Hallelujah. Here. Back to it.
I might get absolutely nothing done today. Kind of like it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Everyone needs a day off. Oh, look at that. I leave the computer on long enough, I walk away from it, and the fucking camera starts working. Look at that shit.
I don't even know how that's all working on an older laptop on 7. It's amazing.
Well, it's a desktop, but yeah. So
but it's still streaming online and doing the video software and using your camera.
Well, like I said, I stripped this thing down so it would run properly. So But yeah, that driver support one definitely straightens this thing out a lot. Like that's one thing I'm like, yeah. Once it actually, because there was so much wrong with this PC. Like nothing seemed to want to work properly. All like the mouse didn't want to work. The keyboard didn't want to work, and everything was like all the drivers were completely fucked in this thing. And then I figured out that some of the hardware is actually damaged too. Like one of the actual USB hubs is fucked.
Oh,
So yeah, because it was always searching for like drivers and shit like that, like in the background, trying to fucking install drivers and find drivers and all that. It was fucking just bogging this shit right down. So
yeah, so messed up.
yeah, but I mean, because this is typically a PC that I don't turn off. Like if I turn it off, then I start having problems with it.
Drivers are such a pain in Windows.
They don't really do those anymore. They're all built in directly to the device and stuff now, eh?
Well, they're getting smarter where like that shit doesn't exist on Linux drivers, right? You just plug your
Yeah.
shit in, it works. It's all built into the kernel. So now that it's all turning into one big mash of computer. Like there used to be this like Linux, Mac, PC. Like there was definite lines. You couldn't do shit on one that you can do on the other, but now you can actually install Linux kernel on Windows 10, and Windows 10 is really Macy, and it's they're all starting to fork into this thing.
This one universal computer.
Yeah, where you can, like, I really like the fact that you can install Linux binaries and shit on a like now you can use your Linux software on Windows, and there's a lot of good free Linux software.
Got it. It started working on its own, Gammons. Don't know, bro. Yeah, I understand that, Bonghole. Like everything's just kind of,
You're figuring out
working its way into each other.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're finding the same people own all of these fucking companies, anyways.
Mm-hmm. Well, I remember a day when, like, finding any kind of interface between, like, an iOS program and a Windows program, like, you had to be a coder. You had to know, and you had to be able to go in and fucking fix that shit. Now it's just like, because I remember when iTunes first started coming out for like Windows, right? Like that was one of the first like iOS based Windows programs, and it still runs like shit.
Fucking awful.
It is an awful program.
It's so fucking bad. I don't understand. Yep. iTunes on Windows is so fucking bad. I don't.
Like
I just use Funbox for everything.
iTunes has always seemed like a nightmare to me.
Yeah, if you have an iPhone and you're not using iFunbox on Windows, then go check out iFunbox. It allows you to it's better than iTunes, and you can do whatever you want with your phone.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to get the right version installed on your computer, because there's like a new version and an old version, and it's confusing. But then it's just drag and drop, and none of this craziness. Yeah, that was a weird time when we were buying music and movies from iTunes.
That's one thing I will never do is buy
Do you
music.
mean the fact that it happened to begin with, or the fact that people are still doing that?
Well, now there's Apple Music, and it's all streaming and stuff.
Right.
But at one point, it was like, yeah, I don't know what now that I think about it, but I know I bought shit.
I see the way it is. My favorite Rammstein song is like $2, but fucking Kanye West came out with a new song, and that song's $10. You know what I mean? Like, it was weird that there was like a difference in prices per song. You know,
I bought a couple full albums, and they'll still kind of pop up, and I'm like, oh, I forgot I bought that 20 years ago on my fucking iPhone 2. Like, what the fuck? There was that weird band that forced their album on everybody's phone too. One day it was like, fucking NXS, what the fuck is going on here? I think it was them or somebody else. It was like, well, they decided to give everyone a free album, but they like synced it to everybody's device without, like, it's just like they didn't even ask. It's like, oh, there's shit on my phone.
Yeah, I remember that was a big controversy too, because they're like,
Pissed
well, who gave you permission to do that? Right? It was like a privacy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one area that Apple's just shit the bed. The whole iTunes thing. I like that people just started fucking with the iPhone and made like, oh, we're going to make our own apps for it because there is none. Then they made their own little app store. And then Apple was like, maybe we should get in on this. Because they didn't even think people were going to fucking want apps.
Really?
Yeah, the only reason we have the App Store is because of the Cydia store, which is the jailbreak store. Like, you can buy legitimate apps on there too. It's just not by Apple, and they ain't gonna support it because then fuck, they'll have to take phone calls. They don't even care if you jailbreak anymore. They just ain't gonna help you.
Yeah.
But they pretty much, like, I used to jailbreak years ago because I wanted apps, but they've made them all now. Like, they've got a legitimate. Like, there's really no point for me anyway. Back then, it was like, yeah, if you had the old version of the iPhone, you could take pictures, but you couldn't do video. If you got the brand new iPhone, you could do video. Now, the old one could do it if you jailbroke it. So I was like, what? I don't want to fucking video. But now it just, I'd rather not. It's too much of a hassle.
Oh. Yeah, and like I said, up until I didn't get my first smartphone until like 2014. So by that time, and I didn't go Apple, I went Android because, like, when I first started looking for a smartphone or a smart device, I didn't like the functionality of the Apple. Like, it just didn't meld with how I wanted to run a phone.
Yeah, when I got mine, it was the only one. There was no Android. It didn't exist. Then when it came out, I was already like, had a bunch of Apple shit. I like Linux, but Android is not my favorite. Although I haven't used the newer versions of it.
I mean, the newer versions of Android are definitely like way better than the older versions.
Yeah, I would
But
imagine so.
yeah, I don't know. Probably wouldn't be ideal for you.
I don't care about cutting edge features on my phone.
Yeah.
Nor do I. I just want it to be a phone that, one, doesn't blow up, and two, I'm good with, like, the functionality works with how I want it to work, right?
I just use it. I've always been
All three of us are among generations that have seen how far phones have come, and we don't really give a shit. Like we don't need some kind of like 3D scanning thing that can like emulate fucking giving birth, or I don't know. It's like fucking like there's so much crazy shit you can do with phones these days. It's like we don't really need that. I just need something where like I can be like, yes, this is good to other people. You know what I mean? Like I just need short word responses. I don't need to, like the phone should be a phone.
Yeah, I don't need it to fold in half.
Fold in half, do your taxes, make your bed, fucking.
Whoa, don't. I would love for my phone to do my taxes. Just be like, you know my life. Do my taxes.
Hang on a second. Now we're on to something. Like, and I mean like automatically, not like you can do your taxes on your phone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I want my phone to automatically do my taxes. Just be like, oh, tax time's coming. Oh, your taxes are done. Oh, you got a refund. Oh, your money's been deposited. Sweet.
Oh man.
I wonder how many people would trust that.
I don't know.
I would, because I don't give a shit. I just want it done.
Yeah,
but there'd
right.
be a lot of people that are like, no, they're trying to fuck with you.
Well, it'd be interesting to see what like the AI does versus like what you can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if I don't
like,
have to pay, I don't really care.
Yeah. Then there would probably be some kind of premium version that you could pay for, and it would get you more money back.
No, I don't.
Yeah. This is a pay-to-win system now.
Yeah. Woo!
Oh. It will look at all the tax laws.
Yeah. Forever. You can look at other people's tax logs with the premium edition.
Last year's taxes. See if you can get more.
You can figure out how the rich people don't pay taxes.
You too can cheat the system. Buy now.
That's hilarious. You too can. Oh my god.
But don't wait. If you call now, you can get 2 packages for free at the price of 1.
I remember I went to fucking H&R Block once, and they were like, "Oh, yo, fucking couple $100." So I go to my boss, like, "You gotta start taking 10 more taxes out of me. This is fucking bullshit." He's like, "Fuck that! Give me your taxes. I'm giving it to my fucking." I got like $500 back. I don't know what kind of crooked shit.
Yeah, don't go. Oh man, H&R Block is so bad. Like, you are literally better off to like buy a copy of TurboTax and file it that way, because that's in essence what H&R Block fucking does. But you know your you have all of your receipts and all that shit. And yeah, fuck, TurboTax is ridiculously easy.
I just couldn't believe that I went from owing to getting money back from some, like, they had a CPA or whatever you call it.
It's funny how that shit works.
Crooked business fucking accountant versus shitty fucking walk-in and.
I don't even want to be here, man.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to be here today.
I wasn't even supposed to be here today.
Lombard fucked her.
Who's Lumber?
That's an Office Space reference.
Nice.
It's like, you fucked lumbered.
Probably one of the best scenes in cinematic history is when they beat the shit out of that fax machine. That
Oh, dude,
copier.
that's still like anybody I know be like, oh, damn, I want fucking stupid thing. I'm gonna go Office Space on it. Or just like, oh, I feel you. That's like it's like a pop culture reference. It's become like
Oh,
popular.
Like that scene alone kind of transcends that movie as art. Like that scene, like the whole movie's great. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but that scene in particular can stand on its own.
There's a couple good Office Rage YouTube videos.
Oh man, I've seen quite a few of them.
That one guy just fucking takes out the people are like fucking cowering behind their fucking cubicles. He's
I
just
remember that
fucking
one.
monitors around. Man.
Didn't it start with like he smacked his keyboard against his monitor and it just like escalated from there? Like all the keys shot out. It's like he knocked a robot's teeth out.
It's got to be the best one.
Oh yeah. Also, there's that angry German kid playing like Quake or Quake 3 Arena or something.
Smashing holes in his walls.
I don't know if he smashes holes in his walls, but he just shouts in German the entire time. And
He gets all amped when he gets on the queue and then fucking...
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yep, that one.
Oh, it's the dance game guy. It's like push the buttons game where he's playing with a fucking fucked up LCD where it's all latent anyway. It would never fucking work, which is the hilarious part. Because he's like, I just got this fucking monitor. It's like, well, yeah, that's obviously got latency. And there's like, he's smashed it into the wall, and he's like, I'm gonna stop playing this game. And he pans around his room, and it's just all holes in the wall.
That's brutal, man. Like,
Hilarious.
I've gotten angry at a game. Like, don't get me wrong, but I've never like gotten so angry to chuck a controller or punch a wall or break a TV. Like, man, like that's like rage issues to the max.
Oh,
I mean, I think I've thrown a controller once or twice, but I've also like as a kid, but I also had to repurchase another controller with my own money. You know what I mean? And then I was kind of like, okay, maybe freaking the fuck out isn't such a great idea. Which is why, like, I think that if your kid breaks something out of rage, you should make them replace it themselves.
Oh yeah,
Because it forces them to learn a lot of
lessons. Paper route. I knew a kid that would fucking take a Super Nintendo controller when he'd rage, throw it right at the TV, and never broke the TV or the Super Nintendo controller.
Well, the TVs back then were
repeatedly. Those things are tough.
Yeah.
Yep.
They had super thick glass on the front of most TVs back then. Now
it was one of the CRTs.
Yeah, now it's like a thin layer of plastic, and then there's just like plasma right behind it.
It breaks the controller and the TV.
Mm-hmm.
When the Wii came out, that was fucking hilarious.
Oh my god!
Yes.
All the PSAs about wearing the leashes and shit. And they didn't even need to make half of those, because all you'd have to do is like look up YouTube fail videos at the time, and like that's what like 90% of them were just people hucking controllers at their TV and breaking.
Didn't they send people condoms with leashes on them for them too?
What's that?
Didn't they mail people condoms with leashes on there? Fucking
basically, yeah.
Well, they have they all had the leashes. I mean, that's built
Oh,
right into
right,
the
the rubber.
controller.
Just the
Yeah,
rubber.
but then you had like a big silicone case that you could add to it as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, you could get real crazy with it. You can do that with most controllers, honestly. Like everybody, there's a company for every type of controller that makes like some kind of like silicone grip for it. Is
I
what
think they had a mail-in rebate where you get one free though after everyone started breaking.
Oh yeah, when the first Wii came out, absolutely. That's 100% a thing. I just don't remember where in the timeline it happened, but I'm nearly positive that happened in at least North America.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Here.
For sure, North America and probably Canada. Yeah.
My lungs are just fucked when it's all damp.
Yeah.
It's all that cannabis you're smoking.
Yep. In the damp.
Apparently, my air quality is bad.
Apparently, your air
Don't
quality is
say.
bad.
Yeah, today.
You live in a highly populated area?
Yep. That'll happen.
Oh, you mean today?
But I mean, today in particular, like I got a notification on my weather app on my computer. It's like, hey, air quality is kind of shit today. I'm like, oh, cool. Thanks for letting me know. I'll get right on that. I'll fucking fix that one.
Like I'm at 96% humidity. That's fucking bullshit. And I got my DHU on. Fucking. Is it doing anything?
Oh, and the pollen count's high too. This would be a bad day to be a severe asthmatic. Humidity is at 95% here.
Damn.
Yeah. So, like basically, I am water. Everything is water. It's all water.
I am water. You are water. We are water. Water.
water.
Cheers, Neo.
Oh fuck!
Good to see you, man.
What the fuck does dew point mean?
The dew point is where if the temperature reaches the dew point, it typically means you get frost.
Oh, huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. So we're at 18 degrees Celsius here, but the dew point is 17 degrees Celsius.
Oh, I think that's where the dew forms on the grass. There's so much humidity that, like, yeah, if the temperature was to drop, I think there'd actually be dew forming on the grass.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how that works. Like, meteorology is fucking like confusing as fuck, man.
Yeah.
Did you watch that video of that guy explaining the percent fucking shit? Percent chance of fucking rain?
Oh, I feel like I did, but I didn't internalize the information. It was something like, it's not saying that there's a percent chance that it will or could happen, but it's that, fuck, what is it?
That's the percentage of your area that will rain.
Right. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So 80% doesn't mean like it's 80% chance it's going to rain today. It means that 80% of your forecasted area might rain.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's weird.
It's different, but fucking kind of bend your head around. It's like, what? So like it might rain over there. If I'm in the area, then
it might rain over there, but it's yeah.
Like 90%, like you're probably in that 90% that it might rain. Like it might rain today. But if it's like 50%, it's like it might rain over there or it might rain over here. It's fucking like nonsense. Like when you think about it, it's like they don't have a fucking clue. It's the only job you can show up every day, be fucking wrong, and they don't fire you every day. Might rain. I don't know. Here, look at some clouds.
It's pretty low. Oh, it's only 50. I want to know. I want to know. Actually, I could probably put the whole thing in there. Did I put the transition in that one? Did I? Did I? Dun, dun, dun. Doesn't seem to be a blur there. Should be. There should be something. Well, having lived in that area, that's actually pretty low for them. Yes, yes. That is good conditions. That's why, because I grew up just outside of Vancouver, so BC bud was some of the best bud back in the day. Because
There's a guy making videos where he takes a hamburger and then smushes it up with a mortar and pestle and then fries it like a patty and then makes a hamburger out of the hamburger. And then he takes a hot dog and smushes it up and then fries it like a hot dog and makes a hot dog out of the hot dog. It's pretty fucking demented. I like it.
seems a little over the top, but I mean, to each their own, really.
It's like eating 2 hamburgers in one. Kind of.
So he would take like the bun and the burger,
the whole hamburger, smush it up with a mortar and pestle.
Yeah.
And then fry it. And then make a hamburger.
So the patty would be the original hamburger. So it's a hamburger inside a hamburger. So it's like a Kit Kat hamburger.
Like a 1.5.
1.5 hamburger.
Because I guess you don't get two patties that way. You kind of do, but not really. But you're definitely getting double the condiments. So I support that.
That's for the people with kids who don't like pickles.
Make them eat double pickles. There's no pickles. Do you see a pickle?
Let's get into the meat of this light. There. That'll transmuch. Yeah. Man, it's chilly down here today. I even got hair and everything. Chilly.
Oh yeah, right. Fuck, I shaved my head like years and years and years ago, but you could feel the breeze going by and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
Ewoks. All the Ewoks. Oh, okay. No, that's not what I wanted. Share screen.
The plane. The plane. I got one of those little battery pack fucking blower replace the can of air things. I gotta remember to take shit outside when I use that thing. Holy fuck.
Oh, that's one of those. You're saying one of those compressed air cans?
Yeah, it blows pretty fucking hard. It blows hard. Fucking blows dead bears. Yeah, it's pretty loud. Works well. I got the latest model of fucking, I don't know. It just sounds like a jet engine taking off. But yeah, it'll fucking, you blow your computer. It'll fucking
Nice.
just hacking dust for days. Coughing roll up. Really good for cleaning out my growing fans and shit like that too.
Oh, I imagine so. Yeah. Especially if you have any kind of like your fans, for example, because getting in those in the contact points and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Good for that for sure.
No more cans of air.
Good door. Well, I didn't want to hear that sound.
What's that?
Oh, some of the sounds I downloaded off the site, and they're at the end of the clip they have like their down or subscribe to Doodoo, whatever it is, and they've got this like
Clip it
bing
off.
bong thing or whatever, and it's just I just cut that out of the clip, and I'm like, oh, I want to hear this clip, and I placed the cursor where I wanted to clip it at the end, and I'm just like, I just hit play, and I'm like, oh, that's not at all what I wanted to listen to.
StarWarsNoise.org.
That is correct. Can you hear any of the sounds when I play them, or is no?
I don't have my headphones on though.
Oh. Yeah, because I'm just playing everything through my speaker, and I just have my regular audio mic. Figured it would pick some of them up, but
If it is, it's
maybe
like low.
always a little bit paranoid about that. Not that it really matters, because it'd just be like, ooh.
No, I can hear you like moving your mouse around and stuff. So I think StreamYard's just editing.
Probably just canceling out the background audio.
Yeah. Possibly. Actually, my headphones are right here. I don't hear shit. I hear my record player humming if I turn that the fuck down. That's just like clicking and shit.
That's
You ever use neem oil?
not no. I have gone looking for it, but it's kind of hard to find here.
Yep. So I never even fucking heard of it for like until a few years ago. It's like Americans were all like neem oil. I'm like, what's the deal with that? So it was never registered as a pesticide in Canada.
Yeah.
But I found some on Amazon. And I bought it and it showed up today.
Tell me how that works, because I actually went looking for it not for cannabis, but to protect my lilies from lily beetles.
Here's I'll link you in the chat. This is the exact shit I purchased. It just says neem oil for plants. So you have to mix it with dish soap. So I ordered this in a bottle of Dawn.
And a bottle of Dawn.
Yeah. Bottle of Dawn just for the garden. So it's the Dawn for the garden. I don't know, I'm going to give it a go.
Yeah,
People like it, people hate it. I don't know, I've never used it.
well, here's the thing. It doesn't actually, and this is a mistake that people make about neem oil, because I did do the research on it to figure out exactly how it worked. It doesn't kill insects directly. What it does is it interrupts the next gestation cycle of the insect. So, for example, if it comes in contact with like an adult breeding bug, right? When it lays its eggs, there's going to be something wrong with those eggs, right? And if it comes in contact with the eggs, the larval stage isn't going to produce properly. It somehow fucks with the insect's ability to go to the next stage of gestation in their life cycle. It disrupts that somehow.
Yeah, I've read that, and I read they don't like the smell or taste of it. And it's I guess it has some smothering properties, but you're mixing it with dish soap anyway.
Yeah.
So you get the Dawn. Because it's like oil and water doesn't mix unless you shake the shit out of it with some soap. But the directions on the back are like mix a quart with a fucking gallon. Like it's just like I'm never gonna mix that much. Like I had to figure out how much just to put in a sprayer. Because it's weird. Weird bottle.
Yeah, like I said, I did the research on how exactly it works, but I just went with picking the lily beetles off the plant, removing their larvae and their eggs, and just dealing with them by hand, because I don't get them every year, right? And sometimes, like, I get them later in the year, like my flowers will be in complete bloom and then they'll get infested. Some years it's before the flowers are even budding, I've got an infestation. So it just kind of depends. So I mean, didn't want to purchase something and then, oh, they've fucking eaten all my plants already, you know? So,
Mhm.
because they'll devastate a lily plant in a day or two if you let them.
Premium. Who's the? I gotta peel the sticker off to even read the fucking. Premium nature. Yeah, see, like it's so fucking weird, man. They sell like hand sanitizer and shit, with fucking rose nip oil. They don't even have this stuff on there.
Ooh, I like that more.
I try to buy all this shit before I need it, so like I still have a bit of the Safer's insecticidal soap, but I've never tried neem. Neem oil for plants.
Oh, that would be why. I don't know why I did that.
I wish everything came in these little square bottles, like fucking. I don't know. They just fit better on the shelf. Little jugs. Well, I haven't had any bug issues yet. I see a lot of people are complaining about bugs already. It's going to be a buggy year.
Well, you reuse your soil, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you treat it with diatomaceous earth?
Yep.
Then you shouldn't really have that many bug problems. At least not.
I throw it on top, too.
Yeah. What type of bugs do you get? Do you get bugs indoor at all or just outdoor?
Indoor, I get thrips. It's like a battle with them. That's about it. Last year, outdoors, I had to battle some earwigs. There was a whole fucking nest of them underneath my plant, and they were actually eating it. I couldn't figure out what was eating my plant, and then I moved some of the buckets one day, and there's just fucking hives of them underneath. But the diatomaceous earth got rid of those.
Yeah, they're a soil.
But I spray like once every couple of weeks with like safer shit, whether I have bugs or not. Like not in flower, but in veg, I'm spraying them before there's bugs. And then using the diatomaceous earth. But I mean, I've been using more and more diatomaceous earth. But I mean, even just for silica.
Yeah, for sure.
But I've never had problems with soil in my bugs in my soil. Like when I put it away for like a month or two, I've put it in bins. I've never opened it up and found bugs. Even just storing it in the basement.
Yeah, I store my extra soil in the garage. Like not even in open bins. If I got extra soil, it's always like easily accessible because I don't just use my soil for my cannabis, right? Like if I have, if I'm redoing like a house plant or potting garden plants or something like that, right? I'll use that soil as well.
Yep.
So mine is usually, unless it's in the winter time, then I'll bring like a small bin of it inside, just because any bit of moisture is just going to make that shit freeze, right? And you're just like chip, 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 chip.
Mm-hmm. I'll keep it in the, like when I buy a bale, I'll cut the bag open all particular so I can reuse the bag for years. I wish I could hook that thing onto a vacuum seal like big bags of it. That'd be fucking awesome.
Well, those big bag, like the bags you would get at like the grocery store, I mean, those aren't exactly like the toughest bags in the world.
I get the big, like I get it in bales.
We're talking like the big ones, like the Promix HP bales, like
Press bale. Yeah. I wish I could compress it to store it like a vacuum sealer. Just let us cook with no air.
Yeah. Man, select that thing, you stupid thing.
You know, if you're using a bunch of Star Wars sounds and like Star Wars sounds and sound effects and stuff, it's actually good that you're not sharing the audio right now.
Oh yeah, I understand that. I was just wondering if you guys could hear it through the speaker and the mic.
Oh no, not at all. I can't, but I don't know about Bongholio.
No.
I just wanted to point out whether not sharing the audio is on purpose or not. It was a good move.
Oh yeah, I'm not even sure if I know how to
Because it
do that.
probably
And
fuck with the stream.
and my my Chrome is actually kind of fucked up because I'm missing the a whole portion of it. So I can't even pull up like the private chat and shit.
I wonder why that is.
Fuck. It's weird. I have a coughing fit. Okay. Don't go back there.
X-wing. Really done a lot of X-wing stuff. Arg. Keep skipping to the front, and I don't want to do that. Fly by, fly by. Nice Starfighter. X-wing. Wow, do I only have one X-wing flyby? That's bad. Ooh, I might actually have the trench run. Indians. Nope, not there. Maybe transitions. Pow, force pull. I do not. I do not have that. I didn't have it. So I guess I'll just have to use that. Actually, maybe I just look at something as foils. You know what? I'm gonna do a little bit of a fun here. Oh shit. That is not at all what I want. actually worked out pretty good. Blasters. X-Wing. For their daisy chaining. One sec. Power plug.
timer with straight and on off. So it's like direct and then the timer. And then the user's manual.
Your audio is coming through now. I don't know if that's planning.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's coming through. Actually, I got to split. Fucking cheers. Have a good one. But yeah, your audio's coming through.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Have a good day, man. Thanks for showing up. Oh, haha. Forgot I muted myself after I was done editing my. Sitting here mumbling to myself, and nobody can hear me mumbling to myself. I'll just go with that, I guess, and go to Amazon. Amamana, the official Amazon website. Yes, 1000. TS 1000. I think that this is the one they gave me, right? Because we got that and that and this. No, that's different. That's TS 2000. Maybe if I go to Google, just get it on my Gmail. Oh, that's right. This this window is messed up, and I can't do that right now. Yeah. I cannot do it, Captain. My Chrome is broken. And why can't I do that? Well, yeah, I can't. No, I want to go. Let's go with. Let's go there. Cool. Okay. Primary. Oh, I have to sign into a different one on this one. That's not going to work. Okay, maybe I'll just. How do we do this? How am I going to do this? All right. Most excellent. So I'll stop sharing that because, well, I'm all done with that. And Gavin, you still around? You're my guy. I'm going to be shutting her down here. I'm all done with my editing and uploads happening. So, Gammons, Bongholio, everyone who was on panel and in chat, thanks for joining me. Enjoy the replay if you do. Cheers to all. To all, a good high.